Top Gun Maverick has been a box office phenomenon, one of the highest grossing movies in box office history, especially in America, and it's having an enormous effect on the entire entertainment industry. Apparently, it's breaking it in half, and here to talk to me about that is Hollywood insider Aaron Sparrow. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing great, Wes. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. We got this article. This one's a few weeks old, but it's from WDW Pro from that parkplays.com, and they say this is a confirmed source within the toy industry. The insider says the toy market in North America is beginning to split into politically based markets. The rise of, quote, conservative entertainment, unquote, is how it's being termed, with executives inside the industry, many of whom are bewildered by this quote unquote new thing. And what fits into this conservative entertainment segment of the toy industry may surprise you. Here's some criteria that various studios and merchandising partners are working with in regards to what corporations believe is a new movement. We've never seen patriotism in any form of entertainment until now. It's just shocking people like patriotism.
That is alarming.
The next one is military and law enforcement positively portrayed. No one wants to see cops being portrayed in a positive light.
I do. I want to do a new cop series from Hasbro, fighting crime in a future time.
Remember Carl Winslow? He's like the best dad on TV. He was a cop. Everyone likes cops as long as they're not like beating people up.
Yeah, no, there's good cops, there's bad cops, just like in any walk of life.
The next one is mostly, if not all, heterosexual. I'm assuming that means characters. I think that was a staple of entertainment for decades upon decades. These are all new changes, but apparently people not wanting every character on the television in movies to be gay is a new thing.
I don't think that's true. I think that's pretty much the way it's been. I think the majority of the population is heterosexual, and so they're interested in heterosexual stories.
No spotlight on alphabet issues. Alphabet issues are like a modern phenomenon. Why would this be a new thing that people don't want this new thing that you've crammed into their entertainment?
Yeah, they're acting like people. I think people just want to return to societal norms. I think that people don't like being preached to in their entertainment. When you're paying for something, you don't want to hear somebody's manifesto. You want to be entertained.
I'm sorry.
The number 5 criteria, this was hilarious because this is conservative entertainment. This is some type of offspring of regular entertainment. Marriage, family, units seen as a positive institution, kids loving and admiring their parents, parents sacrificing for each other and their kids. Feels like a new phenomenon to these people, Aaron.
Man, I guess I was ahead of the curve because I was writing that in Darkwing Duck 10 years ago.
Communities seen as unifying, institutions shown as positives. Is that conservative? Like, I don't even know what that means. I'm not looking for that in my entertainment.
No, I don't necessarily need. Like, I don't need. I certainly don't need.
I don't want to see rioting, but
yeah, but I don't want to see like the glorification of like government institutions and things like that necessarily.
The next one is multiple white males in cast can be a majority and in leadership roles.
I don't think they need to be white males, but I think, men want to watch men. No,
it just says multiple white males in the cast.
I'd be happy to get one white male character that was positive, that wasn't portrayed as a buffoon or, corrupt and evil.
It's weird that that's considered a conservative, angle on entertainment nowadays.
Well, I think that they're, dividing people into two camps, and it's like normal people and far-left Marxists seem to be the two camps that they're dividing people into, but there's a whole spectrum in between that they're just ignoring. So pushing that over and saying family values is conservative necessarily. I mean, largely yes, but there's also crossover into your less far left Democrats.
There's another one. This is the next one. Feminine, good-looking women and masculine men is now considered like an offshoot of entertainment. No one has ever wanted to see this in entertainment.
I can get up and look in the mirror every day if I want to see ugly people. When I'm watching TV, I want to see good-looking people doing cool things.
That's a staple of entertainment. How is that new?
Hollywood was built on glamour and going and seeing these kind of like large, and the MCU originally was built on these larger than life characters, and they cast very good-looking actors. It's only now that they're going far afield and giving us things that that people don't want.
Well, that leads into the next one. This is the second to last. Hero archetype left intact. Heroes being heroes is just a new concept to Hollywood nowadays.
We don't want heroes that are deconstructed and awful. We don't want all the characters to be on The Boys.
You gotta be kidding me.
And this is the last one. Firearms not seen as inherently bad can be shown as a means of protection. That's like all of the South, where you weren't making any entertainment that anyone below the Mason-Dixon line would have enjoyed. Like, what are they doing?
Even your most liberal actors that are anti-gun have profited from making movies where they're running around with guns. So,
Well,
you know,
they have bodyguards with guns.
Yeah, you know, and you know, all the politicians have bodyguards with guns. You know, the problem is they don't want you, the rubes, having guns. They want it for the elite, but not for you.
This is what the insider said as well. We've done mandates for some TV production houses to help them put together the sell-in pitches, and we know that there is not only a demand for entertainment with the above points and a few more, which is really just entertainment pre-2015, but there is a craving for it. So a couple of things have been allowed to slip through the cracks by the current gatekeepers. Some are tests and have rung some bells. Say Yellowstone, the recently released Jack Parr project with Chris Pratt, a cheap, banal, but satisfying soap opera over on Netflix, Virgin River, on par with Disney Plus Star Wars as far as viewers go, a banal, straight out of the 90s light sci-fi drama now on Netflix called Manifest is doing great. The whole Hallmark network, the views that older TV shows and movies are getting, etc., all validated by Top Gun 2's performance.
Virgin River is better than Disney Star Wars, so I can see why it's doing those numbers.
So they're finally going to let some entertainment slip through the cracks aimed at a wider variety of people that just want to be entertained, and they're shocked by the results that people not only like Top Gun, but they like movies that aren't inherently political.
Yeah, you know, people want to feel good about their country. You know, I think that everything's kind of like cyclical, and the pendulum kind of swings back and forth as to the mood, and you go too far in one direction and then it swings back in the other. The problem is that these people are in a bubble. They're in their little bubble with all their like-minded people that think the same. They don't understand the rest of the country. They don't like the rest of the country. You know, they don't bother. Look at that article where Matt Damon went to the South to shoot a movie. And he was like, I'm talking to a bunch of Trump voters and they're just like regular people and blah, blah, blah. And he was like blown away. And it's like, yeah, you've been in the bubble too long. You know, like there's a lot of people out there with different beliefs that are good people, good, decent people, and then there's some people with different beliefs that are awful people.
You know, what's also strange is they mentioned like Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, obviously, we've had 2 Sonic movies, and I like them, I'll be honest. I got to watch them with my son. He's a huge Sonic fan. But I wouldn't say it was like a conservative manifesto, but they're acting like Sonic the Hedgehog is some type of like entertainment aimed at conservatives now.
Well, they hate Sonic the Hedgehog because the producers of that film actually listen to the fan base, which, you know, they don't want to do. They want to spit in the face of the fan base. They want to call the fan base names. They want to alter these things. They want to vandalize them, and then they expect you to pay for them. They're surprised when they fail. Sonic did the exact opposite. They put out something that looked awful. That initial Sonic design, that actually united the country. It united the world. Like everybody was on social media going, "Oh, this is the creepiest thing I've ever seen." But they listened. They pivoted. They redesigned him. They made him look more like Sonic looks in the games, and people responded. People loved it.
You talked about unifying the country, and that was kind of like the last point that this insider had to make regarding what's going on with Hollywood and entertainment. With Star Wars now badly damaged and relegated to a mid-pack license with some golden sweet spots, and Marvel limping and coming to a crossroads, the days of the wide across the spectrum appeal IP might be done. The pop culture landscape has always had multiple IPs bubbling at any given time, of course, but there was always a few that everybody were at least partially on board with, if not all in on. These keys brought everyone together. They were cultural touchstones. Everybody had their own personal favorites, but we're on board with this handful that unified, brought people together. Music and sports also did that. We've been divided by the media so badly. Like there isn't something that could come out like Star Wars to just unite everybody, or even Titanic. You remember Jack?
Well, you could have these broad appeal IPs, and I would say that Top Gun Maverick has proven to be one of them.
That's conservative entertainment. That is not a broad IP to them. They think that is aimed at Trump voters or something.
I feel like more. I know a lot of people aren't Trump voters and went to see it.
Same thing with Spider-Man: No Way Home. That's part of the MCU, and it had broad appeal, obviously produced by Sony, but it brought in things associated with Spider-Man that people wanted to see in a movie wasn't inherently political. They didn't change too much about the characters. We still got to see 3 different versions, and it blew up.
Yeah, and they actually pivoted Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, towards the Spider-Man that we wanted to see. Nobody really wanted Iron Man Jr. They kind of like had misstepped along the way, and then they've tried to course correct.
Well, what I want to see is entertainment that isn't divisive to everybody. I want to see a Hollywood not going out of their way to divide people with the entertainment that they put out there. And any type of feedback just has to be, oh, you're a racist, you're this, you're that, rather than understanding that not everything you put out is perfect, and maybe something that we can all get behind and be like, you know what, that is great. But they're trying to divide people, and it's working right now.
I mean, you know what? I'm in favor of it. Let's divide entertainment. Let's do what you consider to be conservative entertainment. And then the other side can go ahead and do their far left manifestos filled with their activism and filled with their messaging. And let's see which one makes money. And we know which one it's going to be because we're already seeing it. We're already seeing all these far left things that and even existing properties like Star Wars, where you have activists coming in and pushing their politics into it. And I know Star Wars was always political, but it was done subtly with a deft hand. Let's see how that does. We know how it'll do. It'll do terribly. And the conservative entertainment will do better because it's just entertainment. I don't want to see a far right, movie or, I don't want that messaging in something either. I just want something that's like down the middle, entertaining. Take me out of the real world. That's what you're supposed to do.
We all know that modern entertainment, quite frankly, sucks right now. There's a lot of reasons. It's actually quite simple. I spelled it out in this video talking about why modern entertainment just blows donkey dicks these days. If you don't see it here, there's actually a link in the video description as well if you'd like to check it out.